Good morning, students. Today we are going to read the chapter The Tiny Teacher from the book An Alien Hand. This is the first chapter that we will discuss. So everyone knows about teacher who teaches something. And tiny. Tiny is small here. And who is small teacher referred to here is an ant. Ants. Ants are the teacher. They teach us a lot of things, and we will know it later on that whatever the qualities are there that are taught by an ant. Though so very small, an ant is a very small creature, everyone knows. The ant is unbelievably intelligent and hardworking, and we have also noticed that ants are very intelligent, they are very hardworking. Among the various kinds, so ants are of many types. The commonest ant is black or red, and the ant that we know, they are black ants or red ants. That's why they are commonest types. Ants live in comfortable homes. Their homes are very comfortable, and what are their homes called? They are ant hills. So what are ant hills? The comfortable homes of ants. So let us begin the chapter. Name the smallest insect you have seen and the wisest. The writer wants us to tell about the wisest, most wise, and the smallest, most small insect in the world. And he also gives answer. Is it the fly? He asks if the fly is there, and he gives the answer, no, it isn't. The fly is not. Is it the mosquito? He again asks if the mosquito is being talked about here. No, not the mosquito. Mosquito is not. Then it must be the worm. No, none of these. So what the writer tells? The writer tells that fly, mosquito and worm, these are not the creatures that he is talking about. Though they are tiny, they are small, but they are not the smallest and the wisest. That's why fly, mosquito and worm, these three insects, though they are small, but they are not the smallest. So he's not talking about these creatures. So what he was talking about? It is an ant. He's talking about an ant. An ant, which is the commonest creature, which is the smallest creature, but the wisest insect as well. Okay, the story of an ant's life sounds almost untrue. So it seems that the story of an ant's life is unreal. We do not believe it. Because why? Because it is a very common creature, and we have not thought anything about an ant. That's why. But people have kept ants as pets. This is also surprising that people have them as pets and have watched their daily behavior, the daily behavior of ants. Okay, they have them as pets, and they also notice the daily behavior very closely. So we know a number of facts, a number of things we know about this tiny, hardworking and intelligent creature. And which is this hardworking and intelligent creature? It is an ant. How do we know a lot of things about ants? Because people have ants as pets, and also they have noticed their behavior very closely. That's why we can say that they are very hardworking and intelligent, and we have got a lot of knowledge about ants. An ant uses its feelers or antenna to talk to other ants by passing messages through them. So how do they communicate? How do ants communicate? They use feelers or antenna. So these two things onto their heads. So these are called feelers or antenna. So they talk, they communicate with the help of these feelers. Watch a row of ants moving up or down the wall. We have seen ants many times moving up the wall and coming down the wall. So each ant greets all the others coming from the opposite direction by touching their feelers. So how would they greet? So greet means welcome. Welcomes. Each ant welcomes the other one that was coming from the other direction, from opposite direction, by touching their feelers. So they communicate with the help of these feelers. We can see these two ants communicating with the help of these feelers. There are many types of ants. We have already read about that. There are many types of ants in the world. The commonest among them are the black or red ones that we can see in our houses as well. The common ants we can see in our houses, the black ants we have seen, the red ants we have seen. That's why they are called the commonest ants. We have seen them since we were children. Since we were children, we have seen those ants, black ants and red ants, but haven't paid enough attention to them. But we have not paid, because it is a general phenomenon common to all. Ants come and go and we do not notice it. Ants do not seem having any importance to us. That's why we do not give any heed to ants. Where do they live? We haven't ever thought where they live. In their comfortable homes called nests or ant hills. So the poet asks a question, where do ants live? And he also gives answer of that, in their comfortable homes called nests. The homes of ants are called nests or ant hills. Each has hundreds of little rooms and passages. Okay, and each ant hill has got so many rooms and so many passages, ways. Okay, so many ways are there, so many rooms are there. In some of these rooms, the queen ant lays eggs. A queen ant is also there, and it lays eggs in some of those rooms created or that are there in the ant hills. Others are nurseries. Okay, some rooms are called nurseries for the young ones. And what are nurseries? In which their young ones live. What are grubs? Their young ones. So what are nurseries? Nurseries are those rooms in which their young ones live. Workers have their reserve quarters. Okay, there are separate quarters for workers as well, and some quarters are also reserved for workers. They spend most of their time searching for food. Who search for food? These are workers. Workers spend most of their time searching for food. So their work is also distributed. Some rooms serve as storehouses for this food, the food that is brought by workers. And there are some rooms which are called storehouses. Okay, there are some rooms which are called storehouses in which the food brought by the workers kept. And now comes soldiers. Soldiers have separate barracks. Soldiers also have got separate rooms. They have got their separate barracks. No worker has ever tried to live in a soldier's house. We should notice one thing, that they do not cross their limits. No worker has ever tried to live in a soldier's house. No soldier has ever gone out searching for food. Okay, their work is divided. Soldier will do their own work, the workers will do the work assigned to them. No worker or soldier or cleaner has ever harmed a grub. Okay, so everyone has destined, everyone has got assigned a separate work, and they do the work dedicatedly. So worker does not work as a soldier, a worker does not go to a soldier's house, and a soldier does not do a work of a worker. And no one harm the grub. The grub, the young one, that is already told to you. So, you see, an ant's life is very peaceful. This is what we learn from the life of an ant, that in the society so many ants would live, and they live very peacefully. And this is what we should also learn from their lives. Each does its share of work. Each does the work which is its share, which is destined to it, which is given to it, intelligently and bravely. They do not grudge to others. So each does its share of work intelligently and bravely, and never fights with other members of the group. It means they live peacefully. Okay? They live peacefully, they would do hard work, and they do not harbor any grudge against each other. Okay, whatever the work is given to them, they are very happy to do that work. Now comes the queen. The queen is the mother of the entire population of the colony. It means there will be only one queen, and the whole population of the colony have got only one mother. It lives for about 15 years. That is the lifespan of a queen. It has a pair of wings. The queen has got a pair of wings. It means it can fly. But bites them off after its wedding flight. Okay, what is a wedding flight? That will be told later on. So after the wedding flight, the queen, it bites them off. That means their its wings. Okay, it just pluck or pull. It pulls its wings off. Okay, snatches it off. This flight takes place. And what is a wedding flight? It is now told here. This flight takes place on a hot summer day. On a hot summer day, most of the ants would fly. What the queen ant does, it flies there, and it has got wedding and mating. We can say it has got mating with the male on a hot summer day. The queen leaves the nest on a hot summer day. It leaves the nest and it goes out to meet a male. The mating takes place in the air. Male ant or drone, we can say, high up in the air, the mating of a male and female takes place on its return to earth. And when after mating it comes down to the earth, it gets rid of its wings. It disposes of. It bites them off, as it is mentioned here. Okay, it disposes of. It disposes of its wings, and then does nothing but lay eggs. And then only one work remains of her, and that work is just laying the eggs. Okay. Now, what about eggs? Eggs hatch. Now the hatching takes place, and grubs come out. And what is hatch? To produce young by incubation. Okay, that is hatching. To produce youngs by incubation. So eggs hatch and grubs come out, and grubs, young ones, they come out of those eggs. Soldiers. What is the work of the soldiers? Soldiers also guard them. Guard the grubs. Them here is grubs. Workers feed and clean them. And what is the work of workers? They feed those grubs. They clean those grubs and also carry them about daily for airing. Okay, they would carry them out in order to give them air, exercise, and sunshine. So this is the work done by the workers. So the society of ants is very systematic. 2 or 3 weeks later. Okay, after 2 or 3 weeks, later means after. So after 2 or 3 weeks, the grubs become cocoons and live without food or activity for 3 weeks more. So everyone knows what cocoons are. Okay, that's why. So grubs becomes cocoon. Okay, this is the transformation takes place here, and live without food or activity for 3 weeks more. So cocoons remain inactive for 3 weeks. Then about 3 weeks, then the cocoons break and perfect ants appear. Then what happens after 3 weeks? After around 3 weeks, cocoon break and perfect, complete, whole ants, they appear. Okay, perfect ant means ant in its present form. Okay, in its complete form, they appear there, comes out of that cocoon. Now it is time for teaching and training. Okay? So young ones are also taught They are also told what to do and what not to do, and here only they decide what work a young one, what work an ant should do, whether he will become a worker, whether he will become a soldier. So then cocoon break and perfect ants appear. Now it's time for teaching and training. Now it's time for teaching them and giving them training. New ants learn their duties, and now they are told their duties. New ants that has or ants that have recently come out of those cocoons. They learn their duties from old ants as workers. Okay, they are told whether according to their stamina, according to their capacity, they are told whether they will become workers or soldiers or builders or cleaners, etc. So these are the works assigned to them. After a few weeks training, after that training, and that training goes for weeks, the small ants are ready to go out into the big world of work, and then after giving them training, they start working. An ant is an anthill is a home not only for ants but also for some other creatures, beetles, lesser breeds of ants, and the green fly. Okay, so what the writer wants to say, that ants do not live alone here, as in the human society we cannot live alone here. We are dependent on so many things. That's why ants are also dependent on so many things, so they do not live there alone in their houses. So an anthill is a home not only for ants, not only ants live there, but also for some other creatures also, as beetles also live there, lesser breeds of ants, and breeds of ants also live there. Lesser breeds means not of good quality. Okay, lesser breeds not of good quality, not of good quality. Okay, so those ants also live there, and the green fly also live. This is also a type of insect. Why do ants want these alien creatures? Alien in foreign, that do not belong to their community, that do not belong to their area. Okay, that is called alien. So foreign. So why do ants want these alien creatures to live in their nests? Okay, so what are their needs? For several reasons. There are so many reasons that ants allow other creatures live with them. Some give off smell pleasant to the ants' senses. So some, because their houses they could not clean everything, and if some of the insects would not live there, if ants only live there, so their houses or even the ant hill can become stinky. Okay, that's why they allow some creatures live there, some insects live there in their ant hills, in order to get scents. So good aroma is there. Okay, some give off smell pleasant, so they give aroma, they give fragrance to them. Okay, that's why they allow them to live, some of the creatures that give good scents. Others give sweet juices, and some are just pets or playthings like cats and dogs to human beings. So we can learn that the society of an ant is just like human beings. We also are dependent on other things. We need some creatures to play with other than human beings. So just like human beings, they have the same society. So other means other creatures that live with the ants. Other creatures that live with ants, they give sweet juices. They excrete sweet juices that are good to them. And some are just pets or playthings like cats and dogs to human beings. Okay, and some of those smallest creatures, they use them as pets, as human beings use cats and dogs as pets. The green fly is also an insect that is allowed by by ants to live with them. So the green fly is the ants' cow. Okay, it gives them milk. The ants train it to give honeydew, and it is not milk, because we get what we get milk from cow, and they get honeydew like milk with a touch of their antenna. Okay, so the ants train it. It means the ant train green fly to give honeydew. Green fly gives honeydew to them like milk, with a touch of their antenna. When ants give a touch of their antenna to the green fly, so the green fly gives honeydew to them. So this is how they are dependent on them. Okay, they milk it just as we milk the cow, and what it does give, it gives honeydew. Okay, green fly gives honeydew. Have humans learned as many as ants have? Have humans learned as much as ants have? Perhaps they have, but they haven't put the learning to good use. Okay, what the writer wants to say, the writer wants to say that the society of an ant is just like the society of humans. Okay, and humans have learned a lot of things as ants have learned a lot of things. Ants have learned how to live in a society. In the same way, humans have learned as how we can live in a society. Okay, so we learn as much as the ants, but what the writer says that they have means humans have learned a lot of things, but they haven't put the learning to good use. But they haven't put their learning, human beings, whatever we have learned, we do not use that learning for our good use. For our good use means we do not live peacefully as ants would live. We do not live systematically as ants live. We are not dedicated towards works as ants are. So they are putting their learning to good use. They may still learn a few things from this tiny teacher, and human beings can learn a lot of things, not a few things. I think a lot of things we are to learn from the tiny teacher. And what this tiny teacher is an ant. Hard work. So what does an ant tell us and teach us? Hard work, it teaches us hard work. Sense of duty, it teaches a sense of duty that we should do hard work. We should be dedicated to our duty, and we should live a disciplined life. Cleanliness, we should live in a very clean manner. Care for the young ones. Okay, and above all, a firm loyalty to the land where they live. Okay, so all these qualities are there that ants would teach us. So I hope that we have learned a lot of things from this chapter, and I hope that you have also, and now you are able to do the question answers as well. So let me revise it. So what this chapter depicts, this chapter tells about the dedication of the smallest creature towards the duties, okay, assigned to them. So they are dedicated to their works. Okay, and they also tell us that or ants tell us that we should learn many qualities from this wisest creature. And what should we learn from them? Hard work we should learn, loyalty towards our country we should learn, discipline, sense of duty. So many things are there that we should learn from ants, and that's why ants are told tiny creature. So I hope you have understood it well, and goodbye. Thank you.